we have with us Mr. Satish Chandar, who's Director General at Fertiliser Association of India. Thank you very much, Mr. Satish. Good to have you today on the show with us. Couple of things, doing the rounds at this point in time, especially as far as the fertilizer space is concerned. I want to ask you, what's your sense? We're hearing that Oil Ministry has moved a proposal for gas pooling. What are you hearing? What's your sense? Are we likely to hear something today evening?
Well, as far as the gas pooling is concerned, this is only for the urea units. And it is not for the gas pooling throughout all sectors of economy. So we have a priority, and so priority has to be maintained. Having said that, pooling for the urea units is the first step which can lead towards the decontrol of the sector. So we welcome as far as the pooling of the gas for the urea units is concerned.
And what?
Now,
right, please go ahead.
Yeah, as far as P&K sector is concerned, because the policy for P&K sector and the urea is different. And P&K sector, now if the pooling is done, the cost will go up substantially in respect of P&K units who are getting the domestic gas. So their viability can be a question mark. So we welcome the pooling for the urea units, but we at the same time we say that as it is given to the other sectors, domestic gas for P&K, so their viability should also be kept in mind, and so they should get the domestic gas only because in the pooling a lot of LNG also comes and they are not viable on LNG.
Right. Yeah, Mr. Chandar, are the things going to change significantly for, companies which have urea plants at this point in time? If we do see some sort of a proposal, getting cleared and some sort of an average price we do get of average of the domestic gas as well as the imported LNG, how much will things change for companies?
No, as far as the total government liability on subsidy is concerned, it will not have any change at all, and the total liability of subsidy for the industry is concerned, it will remain intact. There will not be any change.
We understand, Mr. Chandar, that on one hand there is this huge outstanding subsidy, which is another big issue in itself. But
yeah, that's an independent issue. That's an independent issue. Because
yeah, that's a separate issue altogether. What I'm trying to understand, Mr. Chandar, here is that if we do get an average price, are things going to change significantly for companies? Because we understand there are working capital issues as well, they are cash trapped, impacting their profitability overall. Are things going to change significantly for companies?
To answer this question, this limited question, now those who are on the LNG, their working requirement is much higher because they are using the gas at $14 or $16. And those who are at the domestic, their working capital requirements are much lower. So those who are on the LNG, naturally it will come down. But it will average out for the industry, and it will be the same for whole of the units.
Right. Let's now talk about the other big issue which is there. What we are hearing is that Fertiliser Association of India has written a letter to the Finance Minister seeking funds to clear the subsidy dues. Give us more details.
Yeah, that's a totally independent issue, irrespective of the pooling or the pricing policy. We are saying that as per your policy, whatever is payable to us, we have a lot of issues in the policy, I'm not talking about that. Whatever is payable to us, we are not being paid. And the total outstanding every year are going up. This year now, it will touch 40,000. And let me tell you one thing, which is cause of much worry to us, that whatever the subsidy B provision was there, and the urea units have not been paid since August of the last year on account payment. Some money they had taken within the sanctioned budget to be paid to the urea units. Now that has been cut by the Finance Ministry. In other words, whatever the BE provisions were there, RE revised provisions are going to be lower than the BE provisions, and this has never happened so far in the last few years.
So are you trying to say that the budgeted allocation was there, as far as the overall subsidy for fertilizer sector is concerned, that amount has been cut down?
Yes, that amount has been cut down. We are saying that already there is an outstanding of 40,000 crores, And so whatever was available, that has also been cut down by about 2,000 crores. So we are in a very, very difficult situation. Some of the plants have shut down, and the whole of the industry is in total chaos.
Right, so it really appears that the industry is in a difficult situation, but give us a sense. There were also talks about some sort of a supplementary grant that, may be there for, as far as the fertilizer subsidy is concerned. Any word on that, any update on that?
You see, how can supplementary grant is an offering? Because whatever is available, that has been cut down. Supplementary grants is over and above that. Whatever is provided is much, much less than. There is a shortage of 40,000 crores. And you are cutting even from the budget estimates. And so supplementary grants is absolutely not there. And if the intention is to have some additional funds, why they are cutting the funds which are available?
Right. So, Mr. Chandar, how soon can you expect some sort of a suggestion or a solution to this issue from the Finance Ministry? How soon are you expecting? What's going to be your further course of action from here on?
You see, the further course of action is that we are using all the persuasive methods. And fallout, we have taken number of steps. For example, if you are delaying my payments and it has a serious impact on the interest burden. So I have gone to the High Court and saying that we should be paid the interest on the delayed subsidy payments. And of course, they should increase the budgetary allocation. They should reduce the subsidy component. Now, the subsidy on urea on average is 75% of the cost of production. Can you imagine any activity where 75% we have to take it from the government, and from the farmers we get only 25%? So the policies needs to be corrected. The budgetary allocation needs to be enhanced. And if there is a delay in the payment, then interest should be given on that. So it has to be multi-pronged on all these aspects.
And finally, any word on how soon are you likely to hear, from the government side on this particular issue? Because we know this issue has been there for quite some time. It's not for the first time that we are discussing this sort of a distress that is prevalent in the fertilizer space in particular. What kind of a solution do you see they are working on, the government is working on, and how soon do we see that happening finally?
Yeah, the earliest is that we will have to wait till the budget is presented. So there we will know exact what the numbers are there, whether they are coming with the supplementary grants, what is the B provision for the next year. Now, if the provision remains the same of this year, it means the government is not keen to solve the issue. They are just, doing nothing about it. And they are neither correcting the policies, not increasing the urea price. If they increase the urea price without changing the policies, and if it goes up, which farmers, there is no issue on the farmer being paying, because and to that extent the subsidy burden comes down. So they can increase the urea price, they can correct the policy. So number of things which the government can easily do. And we fail to understand as to why simple things are not being done. Like balanced fertilization, wastage, increase the price. And so number of things which needs to be can be done in a very simple way are not being done.
All right, Mr. Chandar, we leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us and giving us a sense of what's really happening as far as the fertilizer space is concerned. So clearly, there are a lot of demands coming in from the fertilizer space. They want the budgetary allocation should really be increased. And this year, clearly, the outstanding subsidy that is there, it may touch 40,000 crore rupees if it is not cleared, if the outstanding dues are not cleared soon by March. And 40,000 crore is the figure that they are targeting that it may really touch.